Okay, finally live. All right, sorry about that, a couple minutes late, but I am here. Technology is all set. Got a little dark image here, so I'll try to move everything up for you. How are you guys doing? It was a kind of a busy weekend for me, but I was in a craft room a lot. Just trying to prep for card club. I got to do a lot before next Wednesday because I'm going to Stampin' Up's on stage event in Houston. So I'll be leaving on the 13th and not coming back until the 17th late at night. So I got a lot to do, but I'm not stressing about it. It's just one day at a time. That's how it goes. But I wanted to bring this class to you today. It is my free with a purchase class for March. But before that, I want to just give you guys a couple reminders. And that is, the first reminder is my Spring Creative Escape Retreat. If you haven't registered, you should before March 10th because that's the early bird registration fee. And that will be expiring at midnight on March 10th. So make sure you get registered before then. Everything is on my website, inspiredbygraham.com, on the right sidebar. Just scroll down until you see this image, and that's what you will get. Just click on it, and it'll bring you to the registration link. This is going to be an in-person event, also a to-go, and a porch pickup. So it's going to be spring. I haven't decided what I'm going to be showcasing for Saturday and Sunday yet. It just all depends on inventory. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I'll explain later about how things are going with inventory and such. But I will be thinking about this in the next day or two. So if you're attending and you want to see a certain bundle, email me. It might be on my list. All right. So that is my spring retreat. It's Creative Escape. It's a lot of fun. All right. The next thing is my card club. So let me grab that. I always like to showcase what is in card club. I did market this yesterday, super early. As you can hear on my email list, you probably were surprised to see it that early on the 3rd. But here's the information, and I'll show you the cards in just a minute. I'm offering a special. Last month I wasn't able to market Card Club until like maybe 3 days before the expiration date. I just got behind. I still don't know how I got behind. It's just really, really strange. But maybe I just had too much going for classes. I'm not really sure. But anyway, this month I'm on top of it with the Countryside in designer paper. This is in the annual catalog. So I haven't used it until now, and it's just so gorgeous. I know it's a lot of blues, but if you use them in certain ways, you can really make some great designs. I am up to 23 members of Card Club, so I hope you bring number 24, number 25, all the way up to 50. That is my all-time goal, to be designing for 50 people. So for the month of March, you have until the 20th of the month to register. And hold on a second, my laptop is really not updating for some reason. Hold on just a second. I gotta go back to my channel. Because it says 2 waiting, so I'm not really sure. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is it. There we go. I came on and then I had to delete the video. Oops. Let me start over. Okay. All right, so this is what's included for March Card Club. This is a link to register, and you can get all the information. I'll zoom in so you can see this. Okay, I think you can all see it. All right, so I'm going to be creating, I've already created 4 different designs, and you'll receive 2 of each design, so a total of 8 cards. And the Countryside in designer paper, a 6x12 pack, so you'll have It's just a 12 by 12 cut in half. The iridescent foil gems, a full package. Embellishments are really tough right now. I have to be honest with you. So if I have to change out something, I will have to do that. The Night of Navy 3/8 inch bordered ribbon, 2 yards of that. So I've been reducing down my ribbons so I can include some extra sheets of colored cardstock. So this is in addition to what you have in your kits. So I'll be sending 9 sheets of cardstock, and that's what I've been able to do the last maybe 3 times. So I know my customers really like that. They have reached out to me and say, please keep it going this way, because a lot of people don't need all that ribbon, and why not split it up? I'll take the extra time to split it up to encourage me to get more cardstock in your hands, different colors. I try to send at least one color, coordinating color in the pack of designer paper. The written instructions will be included in your shipment along with a PDF that gets emailed to you on the day it ships or the day after, depending when I get my videos uploaded. I do pre-record videos with step-by-step instructions for each kit and an introduction video too, so you know exactly what to look for in your package. And if you're missing something, just reach out to me and let me know. And again, product substitutions, if there's any delays, back ordered products, I'll have to switch out. That's only happened, I think, maybe once or twice. And this is March is going to be going on my 4th year of Card Club, I believe. Yes, I'm sure it is. I have to look back, but I have some members that are still on with me, which I so appreciate, every one of you, but some of them have been on since day one. So we're starting our 4th year together, and I really do appreciate everyone's business. So that's my card club. Now let's take a look at each of the cards that you'll be making. Hello, Barbara and Carla. Okay, and both of you are on Card Club. So if you don't want to see the cards, then don't look. I always can create a super cute tag with my packaging. I just love this one, how it came out. I tried to use every single sheet of designer paper with the patterns, and I got down to just, I think it's one maybe that I didn't use, so I used that as the tag. And here's that denim ribbon. It's really pretty. It's got this little sparkle on the edges, so 2 yards of that ribbon. And here's the iridescent gems. Hopefully you can see that sparkle in there. I'm really close to the camera, I just looked at. But anyway, you'll get a congratulations tag in your packaging. And then here's one, you're wonderful, I appreciate you, just a note. Very basic on the inside, but this one's just so pretty with the scallop contours in white. It just brings out the white in this card. Actually adding the darker designer paper to the back of the white really makes everything pop. I didn't want to put any ribbon on this. I kind of tried to, but then it looked not great. So no ribbon on this card, and it's flat. If you add a piece of cardstock, this will mail perfect in the mail. And then here's a fun fold. Thanks. If you don't want the ribbon on here, then you won't put it on there. But this it probably will go okay. I know it would in my post office by adding a sheet of cardstock in there, but everybody's is different. So this one's just cute. It opens up to the side, and it's a thank you card. So that's card number 2. This one here is a happy birthday. May it be filled with happiness. And it's another kind of a fun fold card. Ooh, man, I am so sorry. I just looked at my camera and I'm way too close. So I'll go back with these really quickly. I added this denim ribbon here just to add a little bit towards the top. If I was to do this differently, I would have to use a different dye, but this one, the Countryside dyes, they really work nicely with this stamp set. So this stamp set I used with my, let's see, the notebook offering last month. And if you were received, 5 of you are receiving the kits, and I have them almost done, and I'm hoping to get them out in the mail tomorrow. If not, it will be on Wednesday. Okay, so that is this one here. And again, there's those iridescent gems. And then Hello, Miss You. This one's really cute with the bunnies. I don't know if you can see the bunnies here, but I thought that would be really nice for Easter. But it'll be tight if you get this by Easter. But here's the embossing folder that goes with this suite. And then in the inside here, again, all blues. I stamped with Night of Navy, and that is the only color I used for March. And then you can see this little piece of ribbon here. Super easy to make that. All right, so that's card 1 and 2, 3, and 4. All right, so and then here's the tag I'll be sending. So you guys all got a sneak peek of my card club. I want to welcome back Frances. She was with me, left, and now she's back. She's taking advantage of that 10% savings. So this month only, I am offering a 10% off, so $36 for March, and then it will bump up to $39.95 after that. So it's a great deal. $20 of Stampin' Up! Products at least. Sometimes they go over, and then in 6 consecutive months, you'll get $25 of Stampin' Up! Products, essentials for your craft room. And I always get lots of comments on that. People really like them. Okay, so online exclusives, and this is your free class for today. We have online exclusives. This one is going to be opening tomorrow along with the Encircled in Nature stamp set. I haven't opened this one up yet, but I do have this one, and I have, of course, the Zinnia one here. So if you're not familiar with online exclusives, Stampin' Up! Is doing a great thing about kind of like refreshing us and offering more other than just the mini catalog and the annual catalog. They're giving us more tools. And this one, I'm going to tell you, some things are already on back order. It's so popular that it's going to be like that autumn paper, probably. But the suite, I went on the inventory right before I came on with you guys. The suite will be in stock on April 29th, around that date. Sometimes it'll come in earlier, sometimes a little bit later. So maybe mark your calendars if you're interested in this suite to do so. If you're a demonstrator, I already have it. And that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator. It only costs $99 plus your sales tax to join Stampin' Up! And I've had this for a while, and I'm just starting to play with it. So if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up! And the Inspired Daisies team, we all welcome you. I have a new recruit that joined on March 1st. So our team is growing, and we'd love to add you as well. But here are the most popular items so far, along with the bundle. The adhesive back shiny sequins. And I'm not sure if you can see this through the cello bag. I don't want to really open this up. But I have this pack. So I'm able to send this class to 10 customers. So I've broken them up accordingly already. And it's just the way it goes. I want everybody to enjoy what's in the suite prior to being able to order it. These sequins are beautiful. When I was splitting them up last night, oh my gosh, they're just so gorgeous. So those are the adhesive back shiny sequins. And then the bundle is the Simply Zinnia. And it's got 3 sentiments: sending flowers and thinking of you. Words fail to express my gratitude and thank you so much. So we'll be using a couple of them twice. And there's 7 stamps in the set, and then these are all the dies. I haven't made my template yet, so I'm planning on doing that, and once I get it up or completed, I will put it on my Facebook page, and it's called the Simply Zinnia dies. There are, let's see, 15 dies that coordinate with the Simply Zinnia. Also comes with an embossing folder. Again, I'll have a sample for you once I can have a little bit more time to create the template. So anyway, I'm going to create this class for you. I hope you like it. And if you do, you're ordering specials. So to receive one free class, so one each of the kits, your order needs to be between $40 and $59.99, and you'll get 4 free card kits with all the pieces to make the cards I'm showcasing. I can't send you stamped images, but you'll have some stamp sets that you can work with from your craft room. Orders of $60 or more will receive the above 4 card kits and a free coordinating embellishment. It will not be the sequins because those are out of stock. I'll just find something that will coordinate with these, and I'll show you the ones that I'll be using tonight. And then orders of $150 or more, don't use my host code. Just put your order in, and I'll send you everything above, plus a homemade gift from my craft room. So I'm looking forward to bringing you this class today. So the first one we are going to be making is the thank you so much. I've done, I think I've done all the fussy cutting, so it won't be as hard as, or long as, my live won't be as long as it can be if I had to fussy cut. Now, I saw this layout and I was like, I don't know if I really like it, but I do. And the reason why is this basics embossing folder. It's in white, so it's you know, white on white, but it kind of matches the pattern in the Simply Zinnia paper. So we will be creating this one first. And let me just find my kit here. You'll have to bear with me when I'm making my bows because my hand that I had surgery on is not doing very well. So I'm really struggling with that. So tying bows, it's hard. Okay, so I've got my card base, and it's 8.5 across by 5.5, and I've already pre-scored it at 4.25. And let me just find my toolbox over here. Everything organized, but then it just goes chaotic after that. But I'm going to try to be real organized for you tonight. All right, if you want me to zoom in closer, please let me know in the comments. I just don't know if it's too far away or too close or what have you, or just right. All right, so I folded and burnished the card base. This is a basic white thick. And then we have the basic white, which I've already pre-embossed with the basics embossing folder. This set comes with 3 different designs. It's $30, so well worth it. $10 a piece. Now, normally I would just kind of put this down on top of the white. However, I think I am going to pop it up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And Stampin' Dimensionals just give you lots of height. So it can just bring that paper a little bit higher than what's underneath. So let me get those all pressed down by my little piercing tool. We'll get those off real quick. I'm adding 5 dimensionals because it is a bigger panel. And also, I don't want that buckling in the middle because that's kind of where our card, like our focal point, is going to be. This is 3 3/4 by 5, so a little bit smaller than normal. But I like how it kind of shows both white, the smooth, and the embossed panel there. All right, then we have 2 pieces of squares. This is the Stylish Shapes Highland Heather. And here's a square of the designer paper. That's the other side of it. and it's 2.5 by 2.5. And let me just grab my stamp and seal. Oops, I almost put it on the wrong side. I switched over to stamp and seal because I'm so sick and tired of getting my glue all over my hands. So it's one of those things that I kind of go back and forth with my adhesives. I don't know if you guys do that as well, but I certainly do that. All right, I'm going to add some more seal to the back side of the Highland Heather. And I'm going to bring in the card base. You can kind of give it a little bit of character by just turning it this way. I think I'll do that for you so you can see something that is kind of like all square, and then something that is a little bit different than what I've created. I always like to do that for you. Okay, so we've got that down there at an angle. And really all I did was look at the points here just to make sure that they were even. And I've got, you know, pretty much it's all eyeballing. I'm not getting out a ruler to do that. But just kind of guesstimating. All right, so I just added my seal to the middle of the designer paper. I'm using that trim. Can't remember the name of it, but it's trim. And I hope I have enough of it. This is all I have left. I've got to order some more. But I'm going to create a little kind of embellishment in the back of the sentiment. Okay, I think I've got enough here. Let me grab my snips. I was hesitating, wasn't I? My ribbon scissors are on my other desk, but the snips will do. All right, so again, I'm going to take, oh, this is really kind of a hot mess here. Let me just trim that off. Okay, so when I create this little background of the trim, what I do is I hold this with my one end with my left hand, and then I bring this over, matching it up. Then I pinch in the middle, and then I'll bring this over on top. And then you can have the tails going whichever way you want them. And then I'm just going to add these on here. If they don't stick, you can add more adhesive, or I need to get some Scotch tape in my desk. You can just add some Scotch tape over here and that will be just fine. That's gonna stick very well, so I'm not really worried about that too much. I'm going to be stamping in Highland Heather. Love Highland Heather. It's my favorite purple out of all the shades of purple that we do have. And I need to practice this one. I don't know if I have my cling sticker on correctly or not. It doesn't look like it is wrong, but every single time I stamp on this die cut, it's crooked. So let's see if I can get it. That's not too bad. You have no idea how many times I tried. Probably 5 times until I got it somewhat straight. This one here, the sample, you can tell it's a little bit crooked going downhill on the U side, but I think that turned out pretty good. Let's see, that's all the stamping I'm going to be doing. Now it's of assembly. If you're selling your cards, I wanted to bring you the stamp set that you will need to purchase for the copyright rule angel policy. This is called the Stamped with Love. It's a photopolymer stamp set. These are all the images you'll get. But the one that you want to choose is the copyright Stampin' Up. And if you add that to the back of your cards or anything you sell with Stampin' Up, that will abide by the angel policy. The stamp set's only $20. And what I like about this one is you've got other things that you can use other than that the copyright Stampin' Up image. So I just love this one. I might make some cards with this one just so you can see. The item number is 161395 if you want to write that down. There's 8 images in that set. I don't use that one. I use one from previously, And this is one I like because it's got those little curly little images. So I'm just going to stamp, hopefully, I can't see. Let me just bring this a little bit closer. I'm just stamping in the Highland Heather. I've got the copyright there. I can sell this card, but I don't want to sell it like that. We want to complete it. So let's grab the items that are going to be going up next. I want to add the sentiment on there first, and there's lots of bulk here. So you're going to need quite a bit of dimensionals to get up and over the thick trim. So I'm probably going to add 5 just to make sure this is going to stick. Let's see my piercing tool. There it is. I need a little like angel talking to me and say, Karen, put your tool back in the box and you'll know where it is. All right, so I've got all those on there. And I'm just going to place this here. Now, this could really take your eyes crazy because it's at a diagonal, but don't look at the purple. Try not to look at that. Look at your sentiment. And I'm making sure it's straight, and I'll bring it up to me and I can see that it's a little crooked, but I'm trying to make sure it's straight here with the top of the card, not here. All right. I think it's, let's see. I think that's good. So I'm going to press it down. This is fairly bulky. So what you could do is you could kind of, and I'll show you how to do this. Take some of the strings out so it's not so thick. But it's just about the size of a dimensional kind of thickness. So it's kind of like popped up twice. All right, here's the 2 flowers that I've already previously fussy cut out. You can see that this was on an edge piece, or this was part of an edge piece, so it's got a straight edge in there. I want to just kind of trim this down a little bit so it's not so noticeable. So I'll just take my paper snips just to give it a little bit more of a point. Make sure, and I'm going to be using an edge piece on the inside of the card so I can show you how you can take those nice flowers that are on the edge pieces and make them part of your card. So now, you know, the leaves are here. You're just going to figure out how you want this to lay on your card. So just kind of flip it around until you kind of like how it is. I think I want it going this way. I got to be careful about these leaves not going over the edge here. And I got to be careful about not kind of going over the sentiment. I could put it up here, I guess, if I wanted to, like this. But I think you lose something about it on the top. You just kind of lose something. So I think I'm just going to place it here. And part of it needs to have just adhesive, and that's up here. So I'm going to take my seal and just run a little bit at the very top. The rest needs dimensionals because we need to get to the height of this sentiment here. It's already popped up, so we need to get that image popped up as well. All right, so let me grab some more dimensionals. And I'll put some on the leaves, the foliage, and then I'm going to probably just call it good with 4. And then let's remove the backs of these. These I find everywhere in my house. I'll bring this card back in and just kind of rotate it. I'm watching for the foliage over on the left side. I know the right side is going to be just fine. Now you can see how this feels like it's a double because this is tilting down. I don't really like that. So I'm going to stack up my dimensionals. So when you stack them up, you just add another one. And that should work fine. Before I take those off, I'm going to just double check. Yep, that's better. I'm not going to put one on this one just because these over here will do its job. Have you ever stacked your dimensionals? That's a kind of a trick to get everything flat and at the same level as your kind of layers. I don't want this purple showing. It's bothering me, so I'm going to try to cover that up. All right, that's looking pretty good. The inside is going to have this little flower here. So all I need to do is take my seal and just run 2 lines crossed. And this can go wherever you want it on the edge, okay? It can go down at the bottom. It can go over here on the straight edge. It can go at the top. It can go wherever you really want it. So I think I am going to add it to the bottom. And I'm lining up that straight line of the flower. And isn't that great? I didn't waste a flower. I used that one that had the edge piece. Now to give it a little sparkle, I'm going to add some Wink of Stella because I have to. I just want everybody to look at these zinnias and go, wow, look at those. They're so beautiful. Now this pumpkin pie reminds me of the color that's retired, which was called Mango Melody. Do you guys, anybody remember that color? It's a really bright orangish yellow. And I'll add a little bit of glitter here. My embellishment of choice for this one, since the sequins are on back order, I'm going to use the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. These are also on back order, but it says they're coming in around March 11th. So that's not too far away. And I like these because they have all different kinds of purples: Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, and Highland Heather. So I'm going to grab the Highland Heather because that is the color. And I'm just going to add 3. And here we go. All right. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So that is your first card. Now let's put them side by side and you can vote while I get my area cleaned up for the next card. Do you like the square or do you like the square at a rotated? Let me know what you think. And I will zoom in a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. I'm going to clean my stamps so I don't contaminate any of the inks I'll be using on the next card. Okay, both are pretty. Yes, they are. I don't know, when I'm looking at it now on the laptop, it's so hard. It's so hard. I like both of them, but I think I'm looking more towards the one that's rotated just a little bit. Maybe it's also because this is a different color of zinnia than the purple one over here. All right, so it looks like we're getting 50-50. And people like both of them as well. All right, so that's card number 1. Card number 2 is kind of different, okay? I have to color this. Unfortunately, I have not colored it, but I wanted to show you all the steps for this one. I did not color this one very good. My Flirty Flamingo is running out, so I'm going to have to choose a different color. I'm not sure what color I'm going to be using tonight. I'll just have to see what I've got over there. Maybe some oranges. Who knows? But this is how this one looks. This is designer paper right here, okay? And we got basic black, another strip of designer paper there. And then you can see the back side of the designer paper, basic black with the countryside dies. All right, this one was really fun to make. And also gonna need some scrap paper because I need to stamp off a little bit. I am going to do the stamping first just because I want the memento black to dry before I start coloring it. And I know I colored this one too quickly. It didn't dry enough last night, so I'll just make sure it does dry. Okay, so this is going to be the one that has the large zinnia. And it's on a humongous block. And it's really hard for me to handle. This is not a Stampin' Up! Block. I don't know where my other block is. Somewhere in this room. Debbie will find it for me on Wednesday. All right, so we're going to be using Stampin' Blends. So that means we need Memento Black ink. Blends are a permanent ink. So we match up our blends with Memento Black. I'm just making sure I got enough black on there. And then I'm going to flip this over. And hopefully I won't drop it. And I'm just going to stamp right in the middle. It's a big one, so when there's a big stamp, I kind of like to put my whole hand on that. And then look at that. Like, this is great. This is just fine in black. I'll bring it up to the camera here so you can see. Look at that. You can even get down to the detail of the center of the flowers, which is on this paper, this little design here. So again, I'll show it to you really close. You're going to want this stamp set. So I don't know when they're going to have the availability turned on for customers. Maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's usually about what time, Eastern time, that you can order anything new. Sometimes they open it a little bit earlier than that. But I already have it, so I'm not getting up at 3 in the morning. All right, so let me grab my Memento Black. The sentiment is going to be black. And then I have one other flower to stamp, and that will be on the inside. This is 5/8 of an inch tall, and it's 4 inches wide. And I just want to stamp in the center. And I'm getting so much glare from my lights tonight. That's pretty good for lots of glare. The last piece is going to be the zinnia that is going to go on the inside here. And there is a right way on this. Look at that. It's so pretty. I can add the leaves because there are foliage leaves, but that means I have to color them. I'm just going to leave this as is because it'll just take me a little bit longer to do that. And I don't want to, definitely don't want to go for a 2-hour video. All right, that one I just stamped, so I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to start coloring the foliage. I'm using parakeet dark parakeet party and light parakeet party. You can use another color, which is granny apple green, but that is in a container of mine for a class I'm going to be teaching. So I don't want to take that one out and forget to put it back. So I'm going to use the parakeet party. Lots of our colors, you know, are coordinating, are very close to one another so that you can use them even though the color may not be in the designer paper. So again, I'm just using the dark blends, and I'm just kind of going over the lines. I am not a perfectionist at coloring. I just try to get it done the best I can and stay in the lines and call it good. All right, so there's one over here. And one here. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm gonna take the lighter color and kind of fill in everything. I do like to use the chisel point versus the blending point because I color hard, meaning I really press down on the point, and if you press down on the blending side, you're gonna break it. And let me tell you, I try not to use blends in my in-person classes because they break. No matter how much you tell people and you show them, some reason they forget and a tip gets broken. So what I've been doing most recently is just on a tip that's broken, I just, let's see, I've got one here. I just add some washi tape on it so I know not to use that side. And that way I won't be taking off the cap. And it also tells me I probably need to get order another set of blends. I'm going to go back over with the light, or I mean the dark, but I'm just trying to get a little bit, because these are a little too light. Okay, I think I have everything that's full. I think I got it all. Oh, I see a little tiny part I missed, which is right here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go over one more time in the dark. And then over time, this is going to blend in and get a little bit lighter. All right. That's Parakeet Party. Daffodil Delight is going to be my center. I like Daffodil Delight because it's a bright yellow. And let me bring this card so I can see where the yellow goes. And it kind of goes where the stars, like those little star pieces here. So for me, I'm just going to take my blends and tap a circle. Not going to worry about it too much. And here is the Daffodil Delight, and you can kind of see those stars. I call them stars because that's what they look like. There's a story behind zinnias. I'm not sure what it is. I guess I got to learn about it. They mean something. And if you know the answer, why don't you put that in the comment section. This one, I think I'm going to go with, I don't know. I'm thinking about pumpkin pie. But I don't think it's going to go very well with the berry burst. So let me see what else I have that might work. I think maybe I got Highland Heather. So I think I'm going to try Highland Heather, unless you have a different suggestion for me. Actually, I'm going back to red. And maybe I'll mix in some Highland Heather. All right, so now I've got the real red. And real red's really not in the color scheme, but I think it will be okay because I want the center of that zinnia to be a little bit darker than anything else, where there's a lot of black ink. I'm toying with purple or yellow. Petal pink is another one I would try. I'm looking at this over here just to see. That's too light. Well, I'll try to get as much ink out of the Flirty Flamingos. They can be different colors. All right, so I've got the dark Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to go over all those lines. Wherever there's lines, I'll just kind of hit that area. If you want to learn how to color with blends, I would suggest watching Patty Bennett. She does a great job teaching how to watercolor and to blend colors together. I just haven't mastered it. Now, if you look at the zinnias over here, they're all different colors and shades of purples and pinks and like the Berry Burst, Flirty Flamingo. All right, I think it's the light color that's kind of not the greatest. So I'm going to just try to blend in. It's going to squeak a lot. Some of the pink. I might try to go over the top with Petal Pink Dark. Oh, I'm running out. Let me try the other side. Now this tip is a little broken, so that's what I mean about might go outside the lines. And that happened because somebody pressed down too hard when they were using the blends. So I'm just trying to leave the tips of the zinnias open, and I'm going to see what Petal Pink looks like. Again, I prefer the chisel point. Not really liking it too much. It's just not dark enough. Oh, I wonder, one of the skin tones. It's very close to petal pink, so I think I can get away with it. I'm just taking the petal pink dark, or not petal pink. This is number 1000, by the way, for skin tones. They have numbers on them, and how I distinguish is I just add a little label to the backs or the tip of, or the caps. It's easy to see what number it is when you have them. I have my Stampin' Up! Organizers for my blends. This is really squeaky. Sorry about that. Now these are the make and takes for my team. I just shipped out the packages today. We have our team meeting on Wednesday. It's a week early just because I'm going to be going to On Stage in Houston next Wednesday. So I had to move it up a little bit earlier than normal. And I'm going to finish this off with some pumpkin pie light. I'm just going over it very, very light. And then I'm going to come back with Daffodil Delight and just kind of blend it all together. All right, that is the first one. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to add some Wink Stella to it. This one, I am not going to color for you just because it's going to take a long time, and I'll color that off camera. All right, got all those blends to put away. All right, we're going to assemble the card now. So we have our sample right here. And with that, I have a piece of basic black. And I can't quite remember the size of this, but it's very, I really don't know. I'd have to look at my instruction sheet. But what I'm going to want to do is, this is going to be the front as well. But the first step I want to do is take this, really, it's a big foliage piece, but I want this diagonal stripe. So I'm just kind of going to tear it so we can get some really fun edges. Okay, so we've got something that looks like this. And then we have this side. I want the stripe showing. So how you do this is you got to take your time. Because this is how we want it. We want it to line up at the top and the bottom. Okay, but we don't want any glue here. So I'm going to add glue right along the edge. And I'm just going to do little tick marks with the seal. And now I want the stripes showing, so that means they have to be facing me. And I want to be careful because I don't want too much of that paper showing. You might need to use your piercing tool to do this, just to make sure it's all, kind of gives you 3 hands. So now I don't have any adhesive showing here on the designer paper because I used, I put the adhesive on the black. All right, so that's how you add that strip. The next piece here is going to be, it's 5.5 inches tall because it's going to be your front. It's kind of like your card base. And it's going to end up looking like this. So that means I need to add, let's see, yes, I need to add, I'm really thinking this, adhesive only here, okay? And again, I'm just going to use like 1/2 inch tick marks. And to make sure all the edges are together. And I'm looking over here too, that's pretty straight, so I think it's all gonna work. The green is lined up with the edges, and I'm just gonna press down. And then you have this. I do have some adhesive showing, but don't worry about that. I'm going to use that other piece. I'm just gonna turn it over. This is foliage, but it's upside down, but don't worry about it because I don't think anybody's gonna care. Okay, this one is upside down, but I don't think you can tell. Okay, so I'm gonna just add some adhesive on the back of it, and it's gonna go right up against that fold line. And I think it looks really good with something on the inside of this panel over here. All right, so I just turned my card upside down because it's easier for me. This area here is almost tearing off. Gotta be really careful. That looks great. Okay, so that's the front. You open it up, and that's the inside so far. This will just get adhered in here. I can do that now because I don't think the blends will actually, I'm gonna wait on this because it could go through the black. So that's how it would be, but colored in like that. Now let's go back to the front, and I'm gonna add some dimensionals to this focal point. And it's rather large, so 5 will be okay. Let me see, I don't know. Yeah, 5's okay. I was thinking I would put some right here, but it's not necessary. 5 will do. Now this one I just want to center on the front. I'm going to cover up a lot of that green, unfortunately. Okay. Next up is the sentiment. And that's going to go right down here. It's going to cover up this ugliness there. I'm going to put dimensionals on the center of it. So flowers and thinking of in that area. First I want to angle cut it to just give it a little bit of character. Okay, so grab 3 dimensionals, and I'm kind of looking where the word flowers was. It started right here. You can also do this too. All right, we'll flip that around, and I'm going to add this sentiment right at the bottom of the stem. And then before I press it down, I'm just going to look at the spacing between here and over here just to make sure they're equal. And they are, so I'll add that down there. Now this is going to be the tricky part for me just because I'm going to use my 10-second bow maker to do this because my hands don't want to work. But this trim here, it's got like multiple pieces. Okay, so you can pull these out to create kind of something that looks like linen thread. Okay, so I want 2 strands. I'm going to use 2 pieces to create a bow. So I will put those together, and then I'm just going to make a real quick bow. Oh, that's the hardest part for me. My grip really stinks. Stupid surgery. I don't know why. My wrist really hurts. I don't know why I'm experiencing pain in my wrist when my incisions were, well, one was in my wrist, but it hurts over on this side. So if you had carpal tunnel surgery, let me know if you had any kind of things go wrong. I swear, everything goes wrong with me. My Achilles surgery was horrible. I got 3 numb toes. One surgery, which was my ring finger, I dislocated that bone chip in my joint. That came out fine, but I swear, I don't know what's wrong. All right, I'm going to use a mini glue dot as my adhesive. And then I'm just going to add this down to the corner here at an angle. And I don't care if it's going over the edge because it's going to fold up okay in the envelope. I'm just going to trim these down. And let me get my Wink of Stella so I can make this look sparkly. And I just use little light brush strokes. Nothing more. I don't like to fully color in. Some people like to do that. I just like to do it this way. You can add a little bit of sparkle on the foliage real quick. And then the final step is you can add the gems, but the purple doesn't look really good with this. And I think it's already busy enough with all your images that I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Because here you got your designer paper that's got some kind of pattern to it. You got a pattern up here and your sentiment. So I am done this card. You guys can let me know what you think. This was Flirty Flamingo, this one. Last night I created that one. And then this is just a combination of a bunch of different colors. All right, you guys can talk and I will get ready for card number 3. And I'm going to check to see if there's any questions as well. I haven't done that yet since I started, so I think it might be good to do that. The next card is going to be our gratitude card. This is really quick and easy, except for the twine. And I may just create a bow because I don't think I have enough. All right, so let's see if there's any questions. I don't think there are, but I'm just going to look real quick to see. Okay, Google says they're a symbol of endurance, daily remembrance, goodness, and lasting affection. Oh, that's just what Alexa said. Thank you so much for letting me know. Okay, card number 3 is our gratitude card. All right, there's not a lot of pieces to this one. I'll get my stamping out of the way first. I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss for the ink color. And this is a really strong word, all caps. And this is going to barely fit. So I got to bring it a little bit closer to me. There, I did a pretty good job. That's all the stamping. Yes, that's all the stamping. That will dry. And now let's assemble the card here. So I'm using Blackberry Bliss, one of my favorite colors. And then this is just going to layer on top, just like this. Oh, this is the back side. That's pretty cool too. I like that. Okay, so we have those two together. And I like to give this a little bit of dimension, so this is going to have some dimensionals on it. The card base is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4, and it's basic white thick. Yeah, so I wanted to show you something. I'm not wrapping it around because I don't have enough trim, but this does wrap around, the trim wraps around underneath the gratitude, and it comes over here to tie a little bow on this side. You can kind of see it a little bit on the edge, but I'm just going to create a bow just to kind of resemble what we're doing here. And let's see, I think, oh, there's not a lot left. Here's a piece. I want a double. All right, so I got those two the same size. And let's see if I can do it. Yep, that thumb just snapped. Not supposed to do that. Okay, so that's all set, ready to go. And then gratitude is going to get popped up, and I will add 3. And now you got to figure out where you're going to put this, because they're all so pretty, right? So what I'm looking for is just an angle or like an area that has lots of white. So there's a lot of white right in this area here. There's some up here too, but if I was to put it there, then I'm going to be covering those two zinnias. So I'm going to just add it down to this area. I'm going to cover this up. I'm going to extend the point of the banner past the points past the Blackberry Bliss. And it's just a little crooked. Okay, then we'll add that bow with a mini glue dot. This is really easy card to mass produce. If I was mass producing it, I would just create bows. I would not wrap it around. I'm just going to put it over there. Sneak it in there. Oh, you know, I don't like that. I'm just going to put it this way. Oh, it's covering the G. I'm not a banner person on sentiments. Couldn't find anything that really worked. Okay, this looks like it's braided. Okay. This one I am going to add some elements to it. I'm going to bring in those the Purple Fine Shimmer gems. And I'm going to grab, this is Berry Burst, but it looks kind of like Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to add it on. Let's see, I want a smaller one though to the top. Maybe here. And let's go in that white area. So I chose white areas to add the embellishments to. When I cut this panel off, I had a little bit left over. So we'll just add this to the inside of the card. You could stamp one of the zinnias, that would work. I'm just going to center this from the score line to the edge. And then we have the inside. You can add one of the edge flowers to add a little bit more to it. But there you go. That's card number 3, our gratitude card. And then here, I didn't put any embellishments on this one. This one does. This bow is really crazy over here. And this needs to be burnished a little bit better, don't you think? There we go. Okay, you guys can talk about the gratitude card, and I will get ready for the last card, which I think you're going to really like. It's so cute. All right, no questions, which is great. Or I don't know. Please don't be shy. You can ask some questions. Look, I got a package of Zinnia. So this is going to be kind of a really fun card. I might have to use something else than this. Yeah, I won't have enough. So let me grab my linen thread. And let's see. I keep all my linen thread in this like old Stampin' Up case just because it usually gets to be crazy like this. All right, so where's the card? Here it is. So we got lots of things going on with this one, but this is kind of like a gift. All right, you're giving somebody, sending flowers and thinking of you. So you can just slide a little package of seeds in there. You can write something on the back side and just put this in the mail. That would be super cool, right? I bought these seeds at the Dollar Tree. They're 4 for $1. They're probably, I don't know, I've never tried seeds from the Dollar Tree, but I don't know, it was just something I saw, and I'm like, oh, zinnias, I've got the paper, so I'm gonna choose those. We'll see if they grow. I'm gonna try to grow lots of zinnias this summer. All right, this is the back side of the, this is kind of not my style of design. It's just too much. So I'm gonna use the softer side. And, oh wait, I just went one step ahead of me. Hold on. Because this is got to be, I didn't score this one. So this is scored. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Let me get my trimmer. So this is 1 1/4. So I need to score at 1 1/2. And I'm going to use the right side of my trimmer, because that's 1 1/2 over there. The light gray blade. And we're all set. Okay, so I've got this burnished here. And then this is going to come down like this. So right now I'm just kind of prepping the base. And then my designer paper is going to go right here. And you can just kind of figure out which way it looks better. Since most of it's going to be covered up, you can kind of see here, it's mostly covered up. I think I'm going to turn it this way so at least we can get some purples and pinks coming through. And we'll just add a little bit of seal. And then this goes right here. The other piece here, the pink design, that is going to go right here on the inside. And then there's another piece here that's going to go right here. I could have used the other side of that paper, but I just really love these flowers. This is the other side. It's just not as pretty as those zinnias. Again, this is smaller, but this flap is going to be over here, so we're not going to waste any paper. Okay, now I can fold this down and we're going to glue it in place. So now all we have left to do is create the focal point, do a little bit of stamping, and we'll be all set. I've got a petal pink, and I've got a circle here, and then I've got one of the flowers. So we're just gonna kind of build up from the petal pink. The stylish shapes, the circle is going to go right in the middle of the petal pink. And then this flower will get popped up. I'm only going to use 3 dimensionals, create that triangle, and that'll be fine. And now you got to decide, okay, these thoughtful expression dies, you just got to decide, do you want the smaller point at the top or the larger point? On this one here, I use the smaller one. It's personal preference. I'm going to want the smaller one again. I just like it that way. And I'm going to go like this. Then this here is going to get put on the front, and we only want dimensionals on the upper half, because if we put them down here, it's you don't need them down at the bottom. Let's save a little bit. So about half of this, we can create our triangle again. Wait a minute. I almost screwed up. I wonder if you guys are screaming at me right about now. I need to add the linen thread to close this up. So I want to double it. So I think that will be enough. Let me just double check before I cut it. No, I need to get some more, so about this much more. So since I'm using the linen thread, I'm going to line up or match up the ends. This is going to go on the back side. And this is going to come all the way over. And you'll have to just fool with it a little bit. You can slide this in place. I'm going to create a knot first. Okay, you want to make sure it's tight enough and not too loose. And let me just create the bow. There. Now the tails. I don't know where the one is over there, but I'm going to trim these down short. Now it's time to add the focal point. So I'm going to look for the leaves. I don't want them going over the edge, so just kind of put it here. Also remember, we got 3 dimensionals on the back side. I want that little point centered. This little point here is going to go on the linen thread, and then that little point is also on the linen thread. So you want to make sure your linen thread is straight. Okay, so I'm looking over here, and then I'm looking over to this side, and then I'll press it down. Okay. And actually, I put one too high. So I just gotta rub that one off, which is easy to do. I'm gonna add a little bit of Winka Stella to this really big zinnia. We're going to stamp again using the same sentiment. I'm going to use the black memento, and again, sending flowers and thinking of you. This is again the same size as the other one. It's 5/8 of an inch tall by 4. And then this here is going to be at the top. Okay. Because I was thinking, well, do we put it over the center of the zinnia? No. It could go down here as well. I think I'm going to do that, and then you guys can tell me. Because when you add the seeds, you really can't see your little sentiment at the top. So let's do this. I'm going to add it right about here, or maybe a little bit lower. So about 1/2 of an inch up from the bottom. And now, where's my seeds? Here's some zinnias. We'll slide that in. Yeah, I actually like it down below. Let's add some of those little purple gems. I'm going to go with the Berry Burst. And let's see, where do I want to put this one? 1, 2, and just looking for areas that have just a plain background. Right there. Although that's straight across, I don't like that. I'll just put it up there. Okay, so this one does not have any embellishments on it. The sentiment is at the top. This one has embellishments on it, and the sentiment is at the bottom. You guys can decide which one you like the best. I already know which one I like, so I'm gonna clean up here. And then, does anybody remember how you earn my free card class with the Zinnias, the same designs? Well, you need to place an order on my website, and $40 order or more will get you the 4 card kits. These will be shipped in the second half of February after I get back from on stage. And then with a $40 or $50, no, $60 or more, you can get the same card kits and an embellishment. And if your order is $150 or more, you can get the card kits, the embellishment, and something homemade from my craft room. So let's see what we have for nobody's voting. Are you kidding me? At least I don't see it on my laptop. All right, do you want the one on the left or the one on the right? When I see it on my laptop, I can't really see that sentiment up here. Oh, sorry, March. Did I say February? I've been saying February all day today for some dumb reason. I guess my brain doesn't think I'm in March. Okay, so it looks like I got like 1 vote. Oh, wait, 1 sentiment on the bottom. Now they're rolling in. Okay. Yeah, I think this one wins. Okay, so let's go over the cards we just made. And I'll put this one out because that one was the one that got the most votes. And then here's this one. And I'm going to zoom out because I'll never fit all of them here. Clean up my area too. Okay, so we have this one. We have this one. And we have this one. And we have this one. Ooh, I don't know if I can fit them all here. I think I can. I'm gonna probably make a bunch of these here and send them to some people I haven't heard from in a while. I gotta just go get some seed packets. All right, so I think I've got everything done for your class today. Just to recap on the other things, if you're coming on late, I have my card club cards all ready to go. It was already marketed yesterday, and we will be making cards with the countryside in designer paper. I've got 2 simple fun folds. And we're using also the denim ribbon, the 3/8 inch Night of Navy. I love the bunny on this one. It's so super cute. And then here's this one. It's kind of a little fun fold. I like adding the designer paper on the inside of this as well. Kind of like it ties it all together. And then here's our thank you card. And then the just a note. And the little tag I already have ready to go. Okay, and don't forget about my retreat. I have a lot going on. Maybe that's why I'm like feeling so behind. But my retreat, make sure you register by March 10th so you can save $10 at the registration fee. All right, if you have any questions, please email me at Karen@inspiredbygraham.com. And if you'd like to place an order to support my business, I'd appreciate it. And you can do that at inspiredbygraham.com. All right, thanks for watching. And for all those team members out there, thanks for supporting me.